What's up, everybody? I've got a huge bucket list for this episode. I've got a professional athlete that was a Chicago Cubs professional baseball player, Jasha Balcom. And I'm super excited because he's doing something after his professional baseball career to really make an incredible difference in communities and families with fathers and sons playing the sport that you love, right? Helping them connect with baseball and have these healthy teams and communities, and I think it's just super rad. So I wanted to feature you. We're here in Bali at the Dojo co-working space, so once again, it's a little noisy, bear with us. But yeah, man, I just can't wait to hear what it's like playing professional baseball. So yeah, jump on out.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Definitely happy to be here. First time in Bali. Great energy out here, man. The people are great. A lot of digital entrepreneurs out here. So I feel like this is the perfect place for me to come and try to get some inspiration to kind of get my stuff done. But my name is Jasha Balcom. I'm a former professional baseball player with Chicago Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals. I've been playing baseball my whole life. It's one of those things that at the age of 4, played in a small town of Georgia, Dublin, Georgia. It's a small town, under 10,000 people. And it's not much to do, but play some sports and kept me out of trouble. I was one of those kids that at 13 years old, I believed I knew that I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I could visually see it. And so I ended up becoming the #1 prospect in my state, and I was a perfect game All-American in high school. And went through a process. I was projected to get drafted very high, but didn't go as well as I wanted to go. I ended up sliding to a later round because of some negotiations, things like that, and I was pretty heartbroken. But I ended up having to go to college. I wasn't ready prepared to go to college. I wanted to go at 18. But I was blessed. I got another opportunity after playing at the University of Georgia in the SEC to get drafted and start my professional journey.
Wow.
And so it's a grind. Professional baseball is not, it's very tough. It is a long journey, a long road. Definitely made me who I am as a person today. Just taught me a lot about handling failure. I think the game of baseball is a game that teaches you a lot about life. Right. And after professional baseball, went through some things that happened, and I'll tell you my story. Kind of reason why I stopped playing because in 2005, I had my father. He had cancer, and when I got the call, that he was ill, my mom called me and was like, "Hey, you need to come home now." And so at that time, I was 24 years old, and that hit me hard. And it was a process to where I felt like I want to take care of my family, and then I ended up walking away from the game. So that's how I ended up retiring. Now, after that, been out of the baseball for a couple of years. I ended up working a 9 to 5, but then again, something inside me was like, I still miss baseball. Baseball is still part of my life, and I ended up starting. I had an opportunity to quit my job and go back and play another year. So got back into it and played baseball again. And so that was it wasn't about the money, it's about playing baseball again. So that was a great opportunity there. And then after that, I had a daughter that was born, and then I started working again. Okay. So after I started working again, that whole thing, I wanted to create something better. I still wanted to be in baseball, so I opened up a facility in my city called the Hitter's Box. I was 27 years old. One of my clients was, his name's Grady. I had helped his son become one of the top batters on the team from being the last batter, one of the worst batters on the team. And he believed in me, and he saw my vision, and I just all of a sudden came to him one day and was like, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about this idea. I want to open up my own facility." And he said, "You know what? I actually am looking to invest some money," and he gave me $75,000 to open up my first batting facility in Atlanta. And not knowing what I was doing, I knew that I knew how to train baseball. I have a passion for teaching kids, and I felt like that was my way of healing and being in the game and still being able to help the kids, go through, what it takes to get to the next level.
Right.
And so developed that passion, helping kids, working with dads, building relationships over the years. I ended up after doing this for a couple of years, I said I wanted to do more. I wanted to end up, how can I help more families? And that's why I wanted to get into the online marketing space. And so I created a company called Swing Institute, which is an online marketing membership type of program that helps dads and also players get to that next level.
That's amazing, man. There's so many ways we can go here, like going into the major leagues and then having this career kind of cut short because of these family dynamics that happened, and then you did what I think is the most valuable thing, is say, hey, I'm gonna go help my dad, put your personal life and your professional life on hold, take care of your family responsibilities, and then transitioning back into the workforce, and then coming back through that, having an opportunity to play again, which is great, kind of like the Michael Jordan, like come back
to it.
Yeah, and then having your own family, having your daughter born, and then looking at different ways you can still be involved in baseball and the sport you love, in helping fathers and sons really become the best players, and probably help strengthen their family relationships. Right. Part of that, because myself being an athlete, I know what it's like, man. You just put in the time, put in the hours, and if you have someone there to coach you and kind of mentor you, especially if it's your family member and a father figure, it makes a huge difference.
It does.
So no, I just want to commend you for that, because it's super, super important these days, especially with these kids growing up that might not have a role model or like a positive fatherly influence. So I can definitely see the need for something like that. So yeah, you talked about getting drafted. Like, what was that to hear your name called? Like, that's just like...
It was a great experience, just to get that call that you're selected by the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
That was a dream come true. It was just, it's almost, it was excited, but also at the same time, I think with athletes, we have to already see ourselves already having it, happen in our lives. So visualization, I was very big on visualization, and so when we got out there, when I was out there playing, it was fun, but it's also like, you're supposed to be here, because you have to have that.
This has happened before.
Yeah, you've seen it, and you just have that movie in your mind, and you're just playing it out in reality. And so that's the type of things I like to try to teach to my kids about visualization and goal setting and things like that, affirmations, things like that. And so I feel like in my space, I kind of want to be the Tony Robbins of baseball coaching.
That's amazing.
So I took some NLP classes and became a practitioner of that. And so that's something I feel like is different in the space. And dads come to me a lot about how can I get my son to listen to me? How can I help him? So just giving them the blueprint that they can develop their sons on their own, but also get a chance to build a better bond with them. So
total win-win, man. And I think that that's such a good thing, because looking at being a father, there's no blueprint for that. There's no game plan for that. So it's good for guys to reach out and kind of mastermind and network with other men to become the best versions of themselves.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So looking at all these different life experiences, I'm always curious, because I played university basketball for I think 3 years. And then my dream was always to go pro, but obviously, a white guy from Canada never got that call, never got the draft call. But I did actually, when I was in the Philippines 2 years ago, I actually got put onto a professional basketball team there. So I did play a month of professional ball in the Philippines.
Play professional ball.
I have my jersey hanging up in my place back home. Yeah.
Tell people you play pro ball, they don't know what league it's in.
Yeah.
It's still pro ball.
Yeah, no, that was phenomenal, because it was super random. I was traveling around the Philippines, and I met the mayor of this island.
Okay.
And he was like, you're really tall, you play basketball? I'm like, yeah, I played in university. He's like, well, I own the professional basketball league here, or not league, team in this league. He's like, do you want to come play with my guys? And I was like, yeah, totally. So I went out and played. He's like, actually, you're pretty good. He's like, how long are you here? And I'm like, I'm here for a month. He's like, would you want to play with us? And we put you on the roster, we give you a jersey, and you can just travel with us and play. Like, you'll be our import. So they called me an import, because every team is allowed. They didn't have a foreigner on the team then. So I had a very brief career, but it was very cool, and I just have such a huge respect to just see how much work and time goes into being a professional athlete. It's no joke. It's literally your whole life, and even me not playing pro, but all my junior high school, college, I'm practicing every day. I'm in the gym, weights, training, travel. It's heavy, it's a heavy schedule.
It is definitely. The people, I say, careful what you ask for. Do you really, really want it? Because when dads and parents, they come to me, and I can tell, I've been training for 12 years, you can tell, some kids who definitely have that, they have it in them. You can just feel it. That kid wants it, you know what I mean? And also, but you also have to tell the dad as well, like, your kid wants it, but you gotta like pump your brakes a little bit. You gotta slow down because you could be, negatively impacting his desire because of the way criticism. So you gotta let them want it, self-improve. You gotta give them the freedom, but also just show support, show the love, and kind of bring them along and just be supportive. And so tell them that you're proud of them, know, because that's one of the biggest things. And I would say that it hit me when at 24 years old, when my father wasn't there, like, cause I was like, wow, I didn't realize that effect of having your father there to watch your games and tell you that, you're proud of you and stuff like that. And so it wasn't until some of my dad's friends and my family members would say, your dad used to talk about you all the time, he's proud of you. And I said, really, what? I never heard that, but he was there, but at the same time, it was like, oh, like, if I, your dad wants you to go back and play. He would have wanted you to go back and play. He talked about you all the time. So make sure that, sometimes as parents, as dads, we want to be hard on our sons, things like that. But we also have to give them that love and give them that encouragement, that affirmation that they can be great as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So,
you mentioned how, I'm always curious, because you see these, you mentioned last night when we were out, you were in a movie for baseball.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to maybe, how did that happen?
I got an opportunity to be in the movie 42. The movie's the story of Jackie Robinson, his story. If you're not familiar, he's one of the first African American to integrate into Major League Baseball from the Negro Leagues. One of my favorite players. He's a hero, American hero. And Branch Rickey is the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Took a chance on him. He was in the military, and he played sports. He's a multi-sport athlete, baseball, track, football, everything. And was in the military, and he was the choice to be in the first person in the league. And so there was a movie about him starring Chad Boseman, who was in, he's an Avenger.
Black Panther. Black Panther, yeah. We were talking that they filmed that right in front of my apartment in Korea, one of the racing car driving scenes. I was watching it,
So I was his stunt double. So I did, I did all his stunts, did the catching and diving, the sliding.
Wow.
The defensive drills, everything.
Yeah.
He did pretty good, but they had to have me in there to help him do some of the action scenes.
Right. That's cool, man. I was actually in a movie called, Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in 2001, Brian Dennehy played Bobby Knight. And I was one of the Hoosiers in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. So when I was like 21 years old, they were recruiting for these, I guess, tall white basketball players. And I got invited out, and I did it worked on that set for 3 months.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
Cool.
So I know what it's like. It's super cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah,
it's
really
really
cool.
I was on set for almost 3 months as well, and it really gave me a better appreciation for movies now.
The littlest thing takes a day.
It takes a whole day.
Yeah.
16-hour days. Just
good pay though, right?
It was great pay.
I know.
It was great pay. I mean, it was
that movie money.
For that money,
movie money, yeah.
And I was getting a residual check too. I was like, oh man.
It went through the theater?
Yeah,
mine was making.
It did over $100+ million. Wow. It was a big movie.
That's a huge deal.
That movie pretty much launched Chadwick Boseman to that next level. Yeah, and then he got a couple more parts, and he got the role of Black Panther.
Now he's Black Panther. He's a freaking Avenger. You're the standard.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we can get you next one. James Harden.
I get
where you'll be his stunt double.
Yeah, James Harden, man. I wish I was 6'5" or 6'7" like you. Then definitely I'll probably get a lot more. But
there's people coming up and oh, you James Harden? Yeah, it's funny. That's a very rare life experience to be in a movie like that. So
it definitely was a cool experience. Definitely it helped my business. I got a lot of press, media.
Sure.
I did a lot of media interviews and it helped drive traffic to my facility. So
yeah.
it was good. It was a good time.
That's awesome, man. Those residual checks don't hurt either. Okay?
Right.
So you did the movie. You've got your. The other question I wanted to ask: everyone thinks pro athletes, ballers.
Right.
Similar? Is that the real representation? Like, ballers, the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he's got this TV show about famous football players behind the scenes, like
Ricky
with
J.
agents. Yeah, Ricky J. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, is baseball kind of similar to that?
Baseball, baseball is the highest paid sport.
Is it really?
Yeah, baseball is the highest paid sport with guaranteed money.
I thought it was NBA.
No, because baseball because there's no salary cap, and so like a lot of the major market teams, New York, those teams can pay astronomical salaries. I mean, you're talking about $200-300 million salaries, contracts. That's the norm. But they're up there with soccer. But as far as for the 25-man roster on the team, baseball by far is the highest paid sport.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, it is. But I would say at the major league level, there's some stuff going on, but I think a lot of major leaguers, I mean, they do some stunting, some showing off.
I bet.
But the journey in the minor leagues definitely can humble you. You know what I mean? You go through a lot, riding buses and just the minor league lifestyle is tough. I mean, a lot of people think that you're gonna be making tons of money. Most people don't realize that you don't only make your money till you get to the major leagues. You get the first, because I have a client that's in the major leagues now, and last year he got called up. His rookie year, his standard contract is $500,000, like $550,000. He's gonna make that for the next 3 years until he's eligible for what's called arbitration. And so based off how he does that first 3 years, that's when he can get a bigger contract, probably somewhere in the range of 4 to 15 million a year, and that's like a smaller contract.
But still, nothing wrong with $500,000.
Yeah, but
nothing wrong with that
nothing,
for a kid.
It's right, but I'm saying, but it may take him it took him for 3 to 4 years. Most guys, it take you. You may sign for $100,000 after taxes. It's not a lot, so after taxes. Most people don't realize minor league baseball players are actually making under the minimum wage.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, my first rookie check was about $900 and they took out like $215 for hotel. And
so you have to pay expenses.
They pay expenses, and then they paid us like $1,200 a month.
Wow.
And you only get paid during the season, so April.
The off season, you gotta hustle something. Yeah. So what do a lot of guys do during the off season?
If you're not a bonus baby, what do you call it? You got like a first round, you got just a couple $1 million as a signing bonus. A lot of guys, they do lessons. I did lessons. I worked for Bose, in the store. So I had like a couple little side jobs, but a lot of guys just train because you gotta focus on that. But
sure.
But it's definitely not one of those things that people think that minor league baseball players are making a ton of money.
Right.
But when they make it to the majors, that's when it hits. Yeah.
That's when you turn Kenny Powers.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show. That show is one of my favorite shows, man. Kenny Powers.
He's bound down. For those of you who haven't checked it out, check it out. It's pretty hilarious.
He played in Mexico, not far from where I live right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kenny. They had the team out there in Chiapas. I think is the team. Yeah.
That was so hilarious. So to kind of wrap up, like you're living in Mexico now. You've got a very awesome Airbnb business that you run down there, and kind of like what are you up to these days?
What I'm up to now, I manage 35 condos in between Playa del Carmen and Tulum. Just basically, like I had rented some myself, but now I just focus on marketing the properties for other people. Like I have a couple owners that I work with, and also a property management company called iMexico.
Okay.
And they focus on development. They're master brokers, so they build condos and whatnot, and then they have private owners who hire them to basically do a turnkey type of return, like they do the cleaning and things like that. So I worked with them last year as a consultant, doing their marketing, setting up their Airbnbs, doing their pricing strategies, things like that, and then got done doing it well. Really got doing pretty good with it, and I ended up just continuing to do it on my own. I still have access to those properties, and I get my commission off top.
Oh wow!
So I basically charge what whatever I can market, that's my fees.
That's a really cool business model that you don't have to own the real estate, but you're just kind of collecting
because collecting, because that's what I was saying. I'm putting money into getting my own properties, but it's like, okay, well, if I can manage 30 properties and just passing the information along,
right?
Why not?
No, that's awesome. Like I've got my place on Airbnb when I travel, and covers costs.
It's a game changer. It's giving me the freedom to be able to travel the world a little bit more and do some different things. That's why I'm kind of here now. Like I'm out here in Bali, and then I'm back in Mexico working on my project and trying to build my Swing Institute master course. Right. And that's my goal. Focus on that.
That's awesome. So where can people go to find out more about you and your projects?
You can follow me on Jasha Balcom, Facebook /Jasha Balcom is my Facebook page, and also Jasha Balcom. Facebook at Swing Institute. Okay. They can find me on there on Facebook.
We'll have those links posted up below, so definitely connect and follow his journey. I guess post Major League and now winning the game of life. It's super inspiring to see what you're doing to really kind of build communities and still have playing a passion in your sport that's given you a lot, kind of to give back to it. Like I love coaching basketball because it's just it's a passion, right?
It's fun. I think it's one of my mentors told me, it's like to give people have poured into me and gave me a lot of knowledge and things like that. Don't die with it, give it away, pass it on. So I think helping people get what they want is a great feeling, and I feel like that's where I can help more people. So I want to help over 1 million dads, have a better bond with their son, and also help the kids get to their dreams of making them to the pros. So.
Right. That's amazing, man. Well, that's the ripple effect, right? And that kind of started from your dad. I know that he's passed, but he's looking down on you, and he's definitely proud of the ripple effect that started from your family tree there. So. Well, thanks, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No,
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
It's fun.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning what life is like as a pro athlete playing in the major leagues and life after, and the life lessons learned. So once again, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe, share, and we've got episodes coming out every week. So see you on the next one.